So this is meant for the people in technology, management, intellectuals, academicians, and citizens of this country and beyond, who should have done this. They have not. That is why my sincere request goes that you pick up some learnings from whatever I've been lecturing or teaching. Should use it. The whole effort in organizing this lecture and trying to make sense to all of you, the effort will be treated as rewarded if you use the learnings from this forum for your purposes. Similar circumstances, dissimilar circumstances, but the thoughts, the mental construct, the technology, the format can be used by anybody in any sector in a manner which is conducive, in a manner which he or she can customize for himself and herself. As an example of vision, and that is my police vision, is an integrated homeland security management system and one single ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning Software, and one single ERP with complete integration of all legacy system is my final vision. Homeland security is something which America boasts of. Homeland security, in very simple terms, is counter-terrorism. What brought Osama bin Laden to book is a tribute to the Department of Homeland Security, government of US. It is a tribute to the Department of Homeland Security that America has not seen one terrorist attack in last more than 11 years. My vision is to have a similar homeland security management system in this country. And as I say, an ERP is the panacea to all issues which ails an organization and all issues which ails the country and the world. So we ought to have a ERP, a Sarkari Enterprise Resource Planning solution, which crosses over sectors, departments, ministries, and also has the capability to integrate the legacy systems which we are using and create one single ERP. So the vision is a homeland security management system and an ERP which is all inclusive of all tasks which the government does. So this is the vision. It's clear. There is no disconnect. Somebody says, my vision is to have a poverty-free world. Whether it is a vision, or is it a statement, or it is an outlandish wish, we don't know. The capability of youngsters to discern what is vision. It is not imagination. It is not daydreaming. It is nothing of that kind. So vision has its own prerequisites, it has its own critical components, it has its own life, and it has a support system, a back-end process. A back-end process is what we call as the mission. If vision is the heart, then mission is the mind. The journey to reach that vision. Very ably, and I find it to be very comprehensive, mission is a translation of the vision, a lot more tangible for the ordinary mass of people, and yet the thoughts being at the organizational level by way of demanding professional accomplishments using a prescribed route. So it's very clear cut. It is like your Rajdhani Express running Bangalore, Delhi, Bangalore. It's not something outlandish. Correct. If we are not able to match the requirement of the end user, either today or 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line, I don't think we need any leadership anywhere. Where is the question of vision? There is no mission at all. Steve Jobs said, treat every day as the last day of your life. Slog throughout the day as if today is the day where you have to achieve, you will not get a second day. He lived like that for 33 years and changed the face of human race. Nobody knows whether he was a technologist or not. But for me, he's the biggest leader the world has seen in last so many centuries. Our daily lives is affected by whatever he did. With cancer in his pancreas, he has created what all? iPad, iPod, iPhone. If today, I think we are forced to do away with these three gadgets, and the gadgets which got created out of the inspiration of these three gadgets, there will be billions of youngsters in this world who would also give their lives that day. Because the world will not make sense to them, ever. Websites churning out loads of information without vision and mission have no value. You don't have a heart, you don't have a nervous system. Mind you live, mind you will never have. This whole website, it is created and it runs on what I call as a mental construct. So if you don't have a mental construct, then life becomes very, very difficult. Honesty, integrity, hard work, all these things are everlasting values. Those who perspire in peace don't bleed in war. Correct. If you are a speaker, translated in my hobby or my ancillary profession. So if you come well prepared for a public speaking discourse, you will not be ill-treated with audience. So that is how it works. So preparation is the key to your performance. There are two things which operate parallelly in human life. One is creativity and innovation. And second thing is sheer hard work, mechanical, repetitive living. Anybody who has mastered the art of mechanical, repetitive living is the guy who will go in for creativity and innovation if he gets a choice or if he gets a chance. But somebody who is not comfortable with the facts and figures, the processes and the procedures which you use on a day-to-day basis, from where will creativity come? Website at the end of the day, though it is in the middle of the lecture, is the sum total of your personal, professional and academic and other tasks accomplished over a few years or even a longer duration, rather than a creative writer's summary of some fanciful thoughts about you or your enterprise. It's the sum total. Sum total is much larger than its components. It has its own life. It has its own image. It has its own entity. A visitor has a very discerning eye. As the multinational corporations with bit of extrapolation and bit of an exaggeration are not bothered about the customer or the end user. And they say this is the product, this is the best product, why do you have to think? The thinking somehow it is crossing cultures, across cultures, you are not supposed to think. Whatever we might think of the end user or whatever we might think of the visitor to my website, she is the most discerning person. And in no time, the visitor is able to understand and is able to shuffle through all our drama which have so creatively interwoven. Whether the site has value, lacks value, has credibility, lacks credibility, will withstand time and space, is utilitarian, non-utilitarian, damaging, whatever. Website screens, they're primarily of three types. You have the static ones, so that will always remain your home page, might be a bit of a difference. You have dynamic ones, and you have interactive ones. Suffice to say, that generates the response which you are looking for. So if you provide for that interactive apparatus on your website, you will be able to get a feedback on first the creation of the website, second the maintenance of the website, third the usage of the website, fourth what can be the upgrades be, what can the value adds be, and lot many other things. In these days, there are lots of websites where the interactive services are the most attractive, and we can certainly pick up qualitative features and functionalities for our purposes. Not that everything on Facebook is bad. Not at all. It has one of the best data centers you can ever imagine. We'll not get into technology further. It doesn't make sense at this point in time. Social media websites are an epitome of interactive content on the websites. So, nonetheless, the background music, transition, animations, unconnected videos clutter the website and shifts the focus from the sacred to the profane. Correct? And thus the visitor misses out the essential and gets bogged down in the peripherals. You have to connect to the world. No. Technology is there for what? Technology is there to make life simpler, easier, comfortable, pleasant, lively, interesting, intricate, joyful. It goes on and on. So somewhere English and technology, there is an intersection where we meet. So they say that the society is at the intersection of technology and liberal arts. So that is where we are. We are not in the web designer's brain. Otherwise, instead of me, the web designer would have been talking here. Correct. And you have to pay hourly for that. Anyway, so that is how it goes on. So the audio, video, animation, transition have to be completely integrated into the text, thought, flow, look, feel of the website. Correct? Consistency is everything a software has and helps it to become successful. Correct? Consistency, what a software has, is what? All of us know? MS Office. You open any page on MS Office, you will say this is MS Office. Right or wrong? Correct. So that is consistency. And consistency is little bit of problems with that. If consistency is qualitative, if consistency is standardized and uniform across the website, then it will have an impact like MS Office. But if consistency is not qualitative, but there is consistency, and it does not deliver what it is supposed to, it will not be of lasting value. Anything in management, as in life, management is a reflection of life. Anything which is a deliverable, and nearly everything is a deliverable, has to be qualitative, has to be standardized, and can be uniformly used across time, space, and giving the results which it is supposed to. So that is all that is about consistency. The least number of buttons, commands you need to reach any point in the website is a real success of the website. There is no denying the fact that it has to be in a structured manner. There are sites, and the site which I have also created, it has a site map. Last but not the least, the other way around, the content is the king. So I have done all the drama possible. But I have found wanting. I am substandard. I am not at par. I am below normal in my content. Will my website run? So it will not run. Dale Carnegie, he says, you are worth your knowledge. So over years, over centuries, people have found a human being worth his knowledge, his wisdom, his capabilities, his skill sets, his expressions, his capability to guide, his capability to mentor, and the biggest power which human being has. The biggest power which a human being has is to make change happen. You remember Steve Jobs because he made change happen. You remember Nelson Mandela because he made change happen. It took 25 years. Okay, no problems. Content is the king. So if there is a strength in the content, then it runs. It rocks. Updating and scalability. So you create a website, after creating the website, you are happy. So, a website, it needs your time, it demands your time, and has to be updated at regular intervals. Whatever feedback you get on your website has to be attended to. Otherwise, people will lose faith. Whatever queries are there, you have to resolve those queries. So updating is not only the content part of it, updating is also technology. Technology is moving at a pace which is unimaginable. And selecting the appropriate technology or upgrade of that technology or version of that technology is a very, very big task. And if you don't know, you will be fooled by all commercial establishments which are all around the place. So this is where upgrading, updating, and scalability are. Now tomorrow, I want this website to be used by 1 million users every day. Will the same technology help me? It will not help me. So technology by quantum, that is another issue. Technology processing after that also comes to a totally different level. From say 1 million users for Facebook, if there are 1 billion users today, can you run on the same technology? So there are issues with content, there are issues with interaction, there are issues with updating, there are issues with technology, and it is of wide and varied types. And if somebody feels for whatever reason that some website developer will be able to take care of all these requirements, it has never happened, it is never going to happen. So it's as simple as this. So with this we broadly come to the end of all great thoughts, which has emanated out of my experience of creating a website and running 4 or 5 websites and having a huge internet presence. I have 5 to 6 websites, I have a couple of Facebook pages, I have a Wikipedia page on Police IT, and lots of YouTube speeches, lectures, presentations, as the case may be. We'll touch upon the last point, which I call as the value addition. Value adds for younger people like you sounds more flashy or more in tune with the times. Value adds, as it suggests, has to be real. If it's not real, it will not sustain. And it does not hold good for inherently inferior websites. When the product itself is inherently inferior, what value add can you do? Now the value add should also be something ancillary, peripheral, adjunct, supplementing, complementing the main website. And my first value add is a blog. And the first blog which I wrote is something which is a very immensely popular topic today. And it is named as Let's Talk. So it is a slightly witty, sarcastic, small article on the talk shows which are plaguing us day in and day out and which claim to be the epitome of all wisdom. And the second, slightly more relevant for a knowledge-based society and with the nature of website which I run, I intend to write book reviews. So these are 2 books. One is Insanely Simple and second is Leading Through Conflict. This value adds, I want to add one more, if my management friends help me. I want to add free consultancy onto my website. I'm looking for great gurus on the management and technology side. As I run on a zero naya paisa business model, so neither I will be able to afford the great gurus who work in minutes and hours, and also my end users, they are poorer than me, so they will also not be able to afford. So consulting is certainly which you add as a value add to this site. These value adds are to attract new visitors, which I've been repeating again and again, and to make it known to their concentric circle of friends, acquaintances and all that, and make them the core group of visitors, and then attract more strangers. Now why? We took this up as a topic for experiential learning lectures 2. we have innovation, something lined up like leading through conflict, we have something lined up, inclusive growth. But why this some very commonplace sort of a topic? This takes precedence over inclusive growth for the simplest of reasons. Seems to all of us, the team which is working or which has worked on this website, we find it as a new concept. The websites have been in vogue for a long time now, has the capability to revolutionize human beings and human life itself. It fits in the ultimate goal of experiential learning. All what we talk about is our experience. There is no thought, no idea, no concept which I have been talking for last nearly 1.5, 2 hours, which is picked up from anywhere. I have not read anything about any website. I have seen websites. We have not touched upon any consultant of any kind. It is like a certificate, in any kind. Throughout this journey so passionately taken by the whole team. Our model has not been a business model, and hopefully it will never be. It's a knowledge model, and ELL moves a step further from management for all to knowledge for all. And www.sanjay-sai has given me a thrill of a lifetime, and undoubtedly will thrill me for a lifetime. Thank you.